Alright, today we're breaking down a plan that could genuinely reshape India's cities for generations. It's this huge new initiative called the Urban Challenge Fund, and believe me, it's a totally new way of thinking about how cities get built.
Okay, so let's dive right in. To really get what this is all about, we first have to understand the core problem the country's facing. And it's a big one, and it's getting bigger every single day.
And this is the central question, isn't it? India's cities are exploding with growth. But as the source material points out, public money alone, well, it just can't keep up anymore. The sheer scale of what's needed, we're talking modern roads, sanitation, climate-proof infrastructure, it's massive. It just completely outstrips what the government can finance by itself.
So to plug that huge funding gap, the government has introduced a whole new strategy. And this isn't just about throwing more money at the problem. It's about using government money in a much smarter way to attract even more investment from other places.
It all starts here. The government is kicking things off with a pretty significant commitment, 1 lakh crore rupees in central assistance. Now, you should think of this as the seed money, the initial push that gets this whole massive engine started. But here's where it gets really interesting. That initial 1 lakh crore, it's designed to unlock a much larger pool of money. The target is a total of 4 lakh crore over the next 5 years. So the big question is, how on earth do you turn 1 lakh crore into 4?
Well, this chart explains it perfectly. This is the new funding recipe. That 25% from the central government acts like a catalyst. It's there to build confidence and attract the real prize, a full 50% from the market. We're talking private money from things like municipal bonds, bank loans, and public-private partnerships. It's a fundamental change in how urban growth gets paid for.
So how does this all actually work for the cities themselves? I mean, how do they get a piece of this pie? Let me tell you, it is not a simple handout. Instead of just giving out grants to whoever asks, the fund operates in what's called challenge mode. This basically turns it into a competition. It pushes cities to think like innovators, to come up with their best, most impactful, and, crucially, financially solid ideas to compete for the money.
The process is really pretty straightforward. Cities put their best foot forward, the proposals are all judged against each other, and only the ones that are truly game-changing and have the highest potential get the funding they need. It's kind of like survival of the fittest, but for urban projects. And this isn't just a game for the megacities. While the main fund does target the larger urban centers where the population pressures are the most intense, the plan also has a special focus on making sure smaller cities aren't left behind, especially those in the hilly and northern eastern states, helping them get access to market financing for the very first time. So, as you can see, this whole approach builds into something much bigger than just a fund. It really represents a completely new philosophy for how cities in India should grow and sustain themselves. I mean, don't just take my word for it. The source material itself calls this a paradigm shift. Now, that's a strong phrase. It signals that this isn't just a minor tweak. It's a fundamental change in strategy, a move away from the old way of doing things. And this slide, wow, this really just lays it all out perfectly. On the one hand, you've got the old way, a top-down system totally dependent on government grants. But the new way, it's linked to the market, it welcomes private participation, and it is laser-focused on actual results and reforms, not just on how much money is being spent.
So what's the ultimate goal of all this? With this massive financial and philosophical shift, what kind of cities is India actually trying to build?
The ambition is to create cities that look and feel like this. Cities that are not just bigger, but fundamentally better. The goal is to build urban centers that can handle future shocks, that can power the national economy, that include all their citizens, and that are ready for the challenges of climate change.
And make no mistake, this is not a short-term plan. This is a long-term vision. The fund is structured to operate and support projects for nearly a decade, which gives these really complex transformations the time they need to actually take root and grow.
Ultimately, this is about way more than just better roads or cleaner parks. This is an economic strategy. The end goal is to use these vibrant urban centers to power the entire national economy into its next great phase of growth.
And so, that leaves us with the big question. This is a truly bold experiment designed to solve a monumental challenge. The plan is in place, the philosophy is clear, but will this paradigm shift actually build the world-class cities that India dreams of? Well, I suppose only time will tell.